as we bring our awareness back to the moment, getting ready for this wonderful gift you've given yourself. Reminding you, breathe. The breath of life. Breathe at least twice as deep as you do in and out through your nose. Let's begin with a 5-pointed star. Haven't done this in a while. Bring the arms out like wings. And spread the legs wide on the mat. You're resembling a 5-pointed star. The head is a point. As you inhale, stretch as best you can. Spread the fingers, spread the toes. As you inhale, arch the back even further away from the mat. Breathe into the heart. You're patient here. You're waiting for the inhale. On the exhale, do nothing. Every time that inhale hits, imagine you're expanding, right? You're beyond the physical. And then just explore your body. As you inhale next, maybe are the fingers spread wide, right? Next inhale, are the toes spread wide? And that awareness that you bring around the body is powerful. As you move it around, you've got the whole intelligence of the universe moving through you, through that awareness. Last couple here. Inhale, arch the back away from the mat as the fingers are spread and the toes. Next inhale, arch the back, open the heart up. You can imagine you're filling the whole room. You can imagine you're filling the whole facility. You can imagine you fill the whole state, the whole country, the whole universe. And why not? So let's continue stretching in a little different way. Let's straighten the legs, bring them back to the mat. This time, interlace the fingers, the pointer fingers, pointing over the top of your head. Those are your levers. Over the very top of your head, right? Now as you inhale, same thing. Try to pull the hands away from the head. As you inhale, try to arch the back. As you inhale, try to open the heart. And we're just exploring here. We're letting the breath open up the body. I like to say, the breath has been with you since you were born. You might as well use it to open up your body. And just give me a couple more attempts, a couple more inhales. So I call these dungeon masters. You're in the 14th century dungeon, and they're stretching you. Let's bend the knees. Let's try a few more stretches. And as you inhale, you can pull the hands from the head, but maybe lift the butt off the mat about an inch. And you might be able to find a longer use, squirm in the shoulders. And just play with that for another 3 or 4 breaths. And yes, stretching the spine is one of the 7 movements of the spine. We're going to stretch it, we're going to move it side to side, that's 3, twist it is 5, and we're going to move it front to back. As you move the spine beyond what you normally would do in a day, restores the youthfulness back to the spine. Let's grab opposite forearms. You're just finding a grip here where you can lay the arms over the top of your head. Loose enough where you feel like you can let the arms go, but yet you're still stretching the shoulders a little. When you're ready, inhale, lift the butt. Exhale, lower the butt, arch pose. And you can lift wherever you want to go. After a couple, you might want to move the feet to a particular place where you feel like you're getting a little bit of a back bend. You can also move the feet to hip width so you can distribute the weight evenly. And continue matching the breath with the movement. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering. And let's do about 5 more arch pose with grabbing opposite elbows. One more works for me. One more works for me. As you finish this last one, we'll bring the arms back out like wings. You know where the water is, huh? Bring either arms like wings. Bring either ankle up to the knee. Okay? And when you're ready, exhale, lower both legs together to either side of the mat. Just let them go on the exhale. I don't care which side you pick. Inhale, the legs come back to center. In and out through your nose, right? Exhale, legs lower to the other side. If it works for you, and I hope it does, move your head the opposite direction. The knees are dropping. And continue matching the breath with the movement. Exhale, lower both knees together. Head moves the opposite direction. Inhale, everything comes back to center. Exhale, drop the other way. So we have lymph nodes in the armpits, in the groin, in the neck. As you turn the neck side to side, we're also massaging the thyroid and the parathyroid gland of the throat, which regulates your metabolism. We've already read stories from several yoga books. We already have a testimonial from Linda where you can get off of your thyroid medication with a consistent yoga practice. And of course, there's more lymphatic fluid in your body than you have blood in your body. And yoga dramatically moves that lymphatic fluid around, strengthening your immune system. Let's switch up the feet. Let's bring the other foot on the knee and continue matching the breath with the movement. Exhale, lower the knees. Head moves the opposite direction. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, the other way. So how does that lymphatic fluid move? Not if you're in the stress mode. Yoga brings you into the relaxation response. As the mind slows down, the breath helps relax you. And then those ducts, the ducts where the lymphatic fluid flows, and dilating the vessels, helping with more vibrant health. And of course, you're going to be dilating the vessels, the blood vessels, the arteries, the capillaries as well. Let's do 2, maybe 4 more moving spinal twists. When you finish, you can straighten your legs out on the mat. So both legs now are straight when you come back to center. Bring the arms overhead. Take your left hand, when I say overhead, all the way over, right? Take your left hand, grab your right wrist, and pull that right hand away from your head, feeling a stretch in the right side of the body. You don't have to pull it all at once. You can wait for the inhale. Just pull a little bit. And then exhale. Next inhale. And pull a little more. Now you know what the side body is. Let's leave the stretch where it is and walk both legs over to the left side of the mat. So legs, and you're going to stay flat on the mat. Just walk the legs, leave the stretch, finding a lateral bend now of the spine, right? When you can go no further with the legs, as long as you're flat, kind of scooch your hand, your arms, head and shoulders toward the left as well, finding a nice lateral bend, or maybe even a crescent moon, right? Or the letter C. Give me a few more breaths as you still stretch the right side of the body. And now let go of the stretch. Stay there though, but just release the stretch. And just breathe here. So as we do our yoga, we get rid of the blockages in the body, create more space, whether it's in the spine, or between the vertebrae, or the organs as we massage them. Your body is always building new energetic pathways, new physical pathways, bringing you back to perfection. Your body is so intelligent, it knows what it needs to do to bring you back to perfection. Let's do the other side. Walk everything back to center. Now take your right hand and grab the left wrist. You're in center now. Take a few breaths. Take a few inhales. Stretch the left side of the body. Your right hand is on the left wrist. Bringing awareness, very good, to the left side of the body. After a couple of breaths, you feel like you have a nice stretch. Go ahead and walk your legs to the right side of the mat. Keep the stretch, though, as the legs go over, and then scooch the head, shoulders, and arms to the right. Keep the stretch as you find a letter C, a crescent moon. Give me a couple more breaths. And now release the stretch. And then just breathe as you explore this lateral bend. So yoga is a 5,000-year-old science of health. And there are millions of people. We have 15 million doing yoga in America. And probably millions of stories of how yoga has benefited them. As you take these last few breaths, you can visualize spider pose. And I'll find someone, that'll be our counter pose. Someone who remembers spider pose. We'll use them as our spotlight yoga practitioner of the moment. When you're ready, walk your feet back to center. And who can find spider pose besides Carol? Never mind, Carol and Lucille have it. Lift your head and shoulders up off the mat. Grab up as high as you can, up on the legs near the calves or above the calves. Just hang out here, but spread the feet just wide enough. Spread the feet just wide enough so you can rotate the ankles 5 or 6 times in one direction. And then rotate the ankles 5 or 6 times in the other direction. You can open and close the toes, point the toes. You're breathing here. So you're going to do them one at a time, Jenny?
What?
We got both feet up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's quite all right. When you're ready, you can begin to visualize half, our last one in the sequence, half happy baby. When you're ready, see if you can find half happy baby. Grab the outside of one foot. The other leg can go straight down on the mat. If you can have the bottom of that foot face the heavens, that's fine. And you can tick-tock that foot side to side as you're breathing. Tick-tock that foot front to back. You can even piston that foot up and down as you pull that knee down toward the mat. So yoga believes all your experiences, your emotions, images, even your thought processes go into the body. Even building up toxins of those. You think of toxins as pollutants or things that you put on your food. What would that be called? Things in your food? Anybody? No, things that are not good for you. Huh? Contaminants, you know what I mean. Anyway, these things, you can build up emotional experiences, thought processes, images, belief systems. Yoga cleans it out. Let's switch sides. Let's go to the other foot. And sometimes they start in your hips. The hips are very tight. You can build up those kinds of toxicities in the hips. As you open up the hips, cleaning you out, even changing you on a psychological level. Who called me? Ted. He's fine. He's fine. You can grab here too. But I think Ted's doing great. Unless I'll bring one, because he may need one. Couple more breaths here as you open up. When you're ready, release. Take a moment. Do absolutely nothing. So take a break. Release the foot. Do nothing. Rest. So there's 5 parts of a yoga pose. You visualize it first. You go into the pose or the sequence. You hold it. You come out and then you rest. And each of them are as important. So we're going to move into, in a few moments, a kneeling sequence. There will be opportunities to win a couple of bonus points. Right, Judy? We'll just see how many bonus points you can accumulate. Huh? Judy asked, what do you do with the bonus points? I can't give you any credit for your off of your class. Can't do that. When you're ready, you can visualize making your way up to table pose. Table pose, you're on your hands and knees. If you need more padding, let me know. You're on your hands and knees. Hands are under the shoulders, shoulder width. Knees are under the hips, hip width. I have plenty of padding. If you need more, don't hesitate. You're welcome. Let's do a few opposite and extended, but we're not going to extend. Bend either leg in the back. I like to bend it because it lifts. Bring the head up. The opposite arm I want to bend too. It lifts. Everything's lifting up. Sometimes you'll see it straight, but I don't think you can lift as much. So we're going to hold here for 2 breaths. And then arch the back. Chin goes to chest. Scoop the knee and elbow under. Maybe you can touch elbow to knee. Hold that for a couple of breaths. And then set that side down. Same thing on the other side. Bend the arm and the leg. Opposite one though. So if it's the left leg, it's the right arm. Head comes up too. And then scoop under. Try to touch knee to elbow. Rounding the back, right? Holding that for 2 breaths. And set that down. I'll do one more with you. So here we arch the back. As the head comes up. Arm and leg. And then chin to chest. You round the back. Touch knee to elbow. For 2 breaths. Set that down. I'm going to do one more with you. And then you'll do 4 more on your own. Round the back, chin to chest. Rounding the back. Hold for 1, 2, and set down. You're on your own. Counting 2 breaths per movement. And you'll do 4 more, right? Alternating 2 on each side. You just do what you can. So there's 70 sets of muscles that go up and down the spine. We're strengthening them. The stronger they get, the more you can do, the more you can do, the more youthful the spine. But also a little balance, right? Little balance. And we're strengthening the bones. A little weight bearing as well, right? It takes a little strength. The bone density is improved. When you finish your 4, how far are we, Carol? Last one? Okay. When you finish your 4, push back to child's pose. Opposite. Other arm. When you do the same arm and leg, you're going to have more difficulty balancing. So child's pose, go ahead and scoop it under or not. Your knees are wide on the mat. Your big toes can be touching. Your butt sits back towards your heels. Sit back. Forearm releases, head releases. Take a break, right? Do nothing. So this is our first inversion, head below the heart. Right? It's not often that the head goes below the heart. Heart doesn't have to work as much. But the blood flowing to the most important gland in your body, your pituitary gland. It's not in the brain, but I think it sits on cervical 1, kind of sits on top of that last vertebrae that connects into the lower part of the skull. And then also your hypothalamus gland is in the brain, and your pineal gland in the brain. So yoga is going to oxygenate and massage all the glands, all the organs of the body. Well, how does it massage, Tim? Well, something called gravity. When you go upside down, I'm sure gravity causes those organs and glands to move somewhat. Okay, let's have fun. When you're ready, come back up to kneeling. When you come up to, I said kneeling, I meant table. When you get to table pose, and by the way, bring your block nearby. You may or may not need it. We'll have to wait and see. Step the right foot up to the hands. And when you get it there, see if you can step the right foot even further. Maybe even just far enough so you can straighten the right leg by coming up under the heel. You see that? You can walk your hands back a little bit or the heel up further. And then hang out here a minute as you bring the breath into the back of the leg. So we've got 60,000 miles of blood roads in your body. This is one of the longest ones. As you open up the back of the leg, releasing tensions in the body and the mind. Now, see if you can flatten the hands out on the mat. And bring your right arm up to the heavens. Follow with your eyes. Follow with the chin. Breathing here. Twisting the back. Right arm.
Same arm as same leg.
Correct. There's your right arm. Try to follow with the eyes and the chin, because we can get all that mobility back in the neck. You can go beyond perpendicular if you want. When you're ready, set that hand down. See if you can walk both hands to the left, walking the hands back toward that left knee. Look over your left shoulder. You should be able to see the majority of that leg as you breathe here in a lateral bend. Look over. You're fine. Look over your left shoulder. Look at your back foot, Ted. And then hold there as your head is part of the spine. We're opening up, oxygenating, irrigating, nourishing the spine as you're breathing, getting rid of devitalized blood, bringing in fresh oxygenated blood if you're breathing deep. Now, Kathy, take your left arm behind the back and twist that left shoulder up to the heavens. Just a little. Open it up and look up. This way. So you're twisting this way with the shoulder, and then look this way. You're looking with the shoulder. Boom. Just like that. And this is a little awkward, so we're only going to hang for a moment. But still a little twist. And sometimes, let's go ahead and release out, and then walk the hands back to where they started, and then step the right foot back until that ankle is under the knee, or you're comfortable, more comfortable, and then come up to kneeling. Take your left hand on the left thigh, right? We're going to go lateral bend. Take the right arm up. Exhale to your left. Be patient here. You don't have to go all the way. Each exhale, just go a little bit more. There's no hurry during a yoga class, not mine. Exhaling down. Maybe after 4 or 5 exhales, maybe yes. Good, Lysandra. And then the fingers may hit the mat. Not important if they do. And now we're going to go through 3 back bends with the bonus on the third. Release down. Split the hands. We're back to center. And lay the head back. As you exhale now, you're going back. Hands go back. Head goes back. This is modified cobra. Heart opens. And give me 2 more breaths. Release the center, release the arms. Now you may or may not need the block. Turning to your left, see if you can get the fingertips to the left heel or the hand. Bring everything back to center. Lay the right arm back. Find a little back bend here. If you're challenged by this, you can bring in the block. Let's try this. Now you're more up. There you go. Let it go. Let the head go. And give me 2 more breaths. Jenny, get ready because we're going into the bonus. Bonus points. Come on back when you're ready. Time for the bonus. Look down at your right foot. Step it about a half foot length forward. Now you're going to have, in order to get that back foot, you're going to have to lean forward. Bend that back leg. See if you can grab that back foot. And the bonus point comes in if you get that right arm up off the knee. From here, you may be able to get the eyes up. This is already bonus point, but if you want to get a little back bend, eyes to the ceiling, maybe lay the head back a little bit into a little back bend. For 3, 2, get that right arm up for bonus, Carol. Excuse me. Carol Lucas says she can't do it. When you're ready, release back. Gracefully find your way to child's pose. Oh. What's going on over there, Lucille?
I can't bend that knee.
All right, you know the good news is I get to walk around this next half and just see your rare talents. Now remember, there's no ego in yoga, right? And you can't get a 20-year-old spine in one class unless you're 20 years old. So there's patience with the body, right? Don't even worry about it. We commit too much mental torture. We talked about that guru that came into America. He noticed that Americans were committing too much negative talk in their minds. He said, "My child, break your heart no longer. For when you think negatively in your mind, every time you do, you're breaking your own heart." He says, go and learn compassion. Learn self-compassion and let that be your only task. Until you can learn self-compassion, I can't teach you anything. This is what a master from the East was observing about people from the West or Americans. Ted, what is next? What are we going to do next?
Good question.
Ted says, good question. Kathy, you going to help him out?
The other side.
Ted's mom says the other side. When you're ready, let's do the other side. Come back up to table pose. Step your left foot up to the hands. When you get it there, you're going to crawl it a little bit, right? Crawl that left foot forward. See if you can bring it to a straight leg where you're up on the heel. And just hang out here as you breathe and explore, right? You can even release the head a little bit, get a little inversion. But we're going to be here for at least another 5 or 6 breaths, so you can hover the head, shimmy the butt, bring awareness to the back of that leg. And this time, bring the left arm up to the heavens. Follow with the eyes and chin. Have a look at the left fingertips so we can get a twist. Right? We can get the spine twisted as you're breathing. And again, we're moving your spine 7 ways beyond what you're normally going to do in a normal day. It's fine. Because you're moving it, all the systems of the body are going to be working better. Let's release that hand back down and walk both hands to the right and keep on walking the hands to the right. Bring them over by that right knee. Look over your right shoulder. Can you see the back leg? That's a lateral bend of the spine now. You're breathing. Look over your right shoulder, Lysandra. Can you see the back foot? Right. Now just hang there as you breathe. We're creating more space in the spine. Good. When you're ready, take your right arm behind the back and see if you can open that right shoulder to the heavens and look up. That's fine. Just breathe there a moment. We'll then set that hand back down and walk back to center. When you get to center, step the left foot back so it's right underneath the left knee or the left ankle's in line. Now you're more comfortable, and then you can come up to kneeling. Left foot, right up under the left knee. And then the right hand is on the right thigh. Left arm curls over. Exhale. Give me a lateral bend to your right. And you're patient here. Each exhale, you're trickling down. So as we open the spine, creating more space between the vertebrae, the nerves have a tendency to impinge the energy that flows through it, especially if the vertebrae are collapsing on each other or if the spine is calcified. Yoga frees that energy up, giving you better health. When you're ready, release to center. 3 back bends, 2 back bends, and then the bonus point. When you're ready, both hands split. Exhaling back, modified cobra. And each time the exhale comes in, you're going back. You're patient. You're waiting for the exhale. Each time it hits, trickle back. Right? I like to say trickle like water. You can be juicy like water, or you can be rigid. Which one do you want? Choose wisely, right? Choose wisely. When you're ready, release the arms. Now, you may or may not need the block, but you've got a right heel behind you. See if you can bring fingertips or the whole, the hand. Bring the chest back to center. Lay that left arm back and find a nice kneeling cobra, or maybe half camel as the breath comes in. Good. This is what America is not doing enough of. Back bends. I believe it's the second most important thing you could do for your body. Let that head go. Your back bends. What's the number one? Breathing. America does not know how to breathe deep. When you're ready, release back out. And Carol, it's time for the bonus point. Step that left foot about a half a foot forward so you can lean forward. Bend that right knee. Grab a hold of that back foot with the right hand. And then if you can bring that left arm up off the knee, you've got your bonus point. It can be called horse, but it would be a modified horse. Head lays back, maybe a little back bend, number 3. Carol Lucas got the bonus point. Whee! Whenever you're ready, release down and find child's pose. So I like to say my classes have a lot of variety, a little challenge sprinkled in, and there it was, the little challenge. So there's nothing like yoga. I sometimes say it's the best way to keep everything healthy. If there is another path that is better, let me know. I will follow that one. But it's a precious journey of self-discovery. It goes beyond the physical. Yoga changes you physically. Yoga changes you physiologically from the inside out, right? All the organs, glands. And then psychologically, yoga can change you, which makes it a precious journey of self-discovery. Okay, we're going to make our way up to standing, but we'll do a little work prior to that. Yeah, we're going that way. Jenny's ready. Jenny is ready. So when you're ready, come back up to table pose. Now, we've done bear walk last time. Sometimes when I do bear walk, I like to do it at least 2 classes, so this will be the last one for a while. You're in table pose. Walk the hands forward just a little bit. Curl the toes under. Now, you're going to inhale here. The only thing touching are toes and hands. You're going to inhale to upward dog, exhale to downward dog. And then drop down, groin drops, inhale upward dog, exhale downward dog. This is bear walk. Continue with bear walk. You just play a little bit here. Do the best you can. I'm not trying to wear anybody out. But you might as well get a little stronger in a yoga class, right? Strengthening the bones. And I always hear all the time, my bone density came in, my bones were stronger. Lysandra, how many more of these bear walks should we do? Sandra says 2 more. That's a good number. When you finish your 2, let's push up into downward dog. So, Kathy, go ahead and show what downward dog. Downward dog, you're about 90 degrees between your trunk and your legs. So move your feet in closer to your hands. Walk your feet up. A little bit more, a lot more. Keep going. Walk your feet up here. Yeah, that's fine. Now come up when you're ready.
Okay.
When you're ready. Go ahead and push up. Good. Now what you're going to do when we get to downward dog like this, you're going to set them back down again. Go ahead. But don't crash the knees. Set them down. Good. That's all you. Don't overdo it. When you're ready, step the right foot up to the hands. If you can't get it there, reach back with the right hand and step it on up to the hands. Show me your lunge. So now you have one hand on either side of that right foot, and this is your lunge, right? That's perfect, Lysandra. You're perfect. Now set that back knee down on the mat. Uncurl that back toe. Now we're in a little deeper lunge, and then come up to kneeling. Prayer arms, which we visited already. Prayer arms, the forearms are in line. See if you can't take the back of that left arm, the outside of the right leg, and then find prayer arms with the other arm. As you exhale, see if you can't twist the back, move the belly out of the way as you push. Maybe get the chin looking straight up to the heavens. If you've got enough twist going. And that's fine. That's fine. You're fine. Just twisting is good for now. And give me 2 more breaths. Maybe the chin looking straight up if you're pushing the arm into the leg. How's it going over here, Jenny?
I can just barely do it.
When you're ready, release. See, Jenny, that camera is right on you.
Say what?
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can check YouTube later in the week. Curl the toe of the back foot. Lift that back knee back up off the mat. And step the front foot back to downward dog. Be careful. Be careful. And again, I'm not here to beat you up. So step the left foot up to the hands. If you can't get it there, reach back. Pull that foot up with the left hand. Show me your lunge. That's perfect. You're all perfect. Right? We already know we're perfect. Let's set that knee down in the back, uncurl the toe in the back, and come up to kneeling. Come on up. When you find a place where you're reasonably comfortable and balanced, find prayer arms, turn to your left, and play around a little bit, trying to push that right arm into the left leg, trying to twist. As you exhale, back of that arm, right. Yeah, but she's going to go the best she can do, which is about right there. And she's fine. Good. You're just trying to twist, but hanging out there is fine. So I can be real particular or not. If you're in the area and you're breathing, I'm fine with that. And as you develop more experience, we can fine-tune you down the road. When you're ready, release down. Bring one hand on either side of that front foot. Curl the toe in the back. Curl the toe in the back and lift that back knee up. When you're ready, listen carefully. Don't get ahead of me. Step the back foot forward to forward fold. Now you have both fingertips by the toes. Release the head as you breathe here. Taking a moment, let the head go. Just take a moment to relax. Try to straighten the legs. If your legs are not straight, then bend the knees, barely bring the fingertips to the mat. That's your anchor. And as you breathe, try to straighten the legs, but it's no big deal if you do or not. If your legs are already straight, then bring more fingertips to the mat as you breathe here. And give me about 5 more breaths as you enjoy more inversion, as that lymphatic fluid is dramatically moving in your body. Let that head go, Ted, if you can. When your focus is on the back of the legs, whenever you're ready, make your way up to standing. All right, yeah, we made it. We made it. Dan, did you get a bonus point?
Somewhere along the line, yeah.
What? Creole's going like this? I'm cold. I'm freezing. What?
It's cool.
I'm going to bring it down 1 degree, but we'll get you started on the balance. Today's balance pose, part 1 of 3, is stork. Now, since my feet have 72,000 nerve endings on the bottom, my feet prefer harder surface. I could probably do this on one mat if I had to, but if the surface gets too spongy, it's more difficult. So stork pose, the leg comes up parallel to the floor, the toe is pointed down. The arms come up parallel to the floor, shoulder height, and the hands point down. And you hang out here in stork for about 5 breaths. And then you'll do the other side. When you're ready, have fun.
I was waiting for part 2 or something.
Yeah, that's coming up. You're so attentive. Okay, I'm cooling it off, Creo. 5 breaths for each leg. So hands are together. And stay with me, keep your focus. We still have 10 minutes left of class. Started a few minutes late, you'll get your full hour, but that's nice. Remember, there's no ego in yoga. Do the best you can. Don't forget the rest. So balance poses are good. Keep your focus, slow down the mind. But even if you attempt to balance, it still improves the functionality of the inner ear. And take another 20 seconds to play with stork. Ten. You can begin to wrap up your stork. Okay, part 2 and 3. Now, this time you can find stork, but only for a moment. Notice the arms are in front and so is the leg. After just a moment with stork, go into airplane. Arms go back, leg goes back. You're trying to find the trunk and leg maybe parallel to the floor. After a time in airplane, then Judy Weber, bring the fingers down and then find the splits. Play around here in splits for about 5 breaths and then do the whole thing over. Whenever you're ready, have fun. Remember, arm and leg in front, then goes to the back. Airplane. Good, Ted. And then after airplane, then bring the hands to the mat or the rug. When you bring that back leg up, bend that back leg, and push the foot up to the heavens. To me, I like the leg bent in the back because you can drive it higher and get more stretch on that lower. You're trying to stretch out that lower leg. And then when you're ready, do the other side. And we'll go 1 more minute. You making faces? Yeah, don't get dizzy. $40. How's it going over here, Jenny? Jenny, at least this. Jenny says the VFW is dark and dungy. So this one's a little brighter.
This is lovely.
Yeah. And it's larger than Yoga Connection too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it here. I've been here almost 3 years. You can begin wrapping things up. Is that enough? Is that enough time? I guess so, if you guys are going to start.
I'm saying it's weird how some days you have absolutely no balance, and then another day.
So Judy Weber says some days you have absolutely no balance, other days you totally do. Don't you work for Prudential, Judy?
No.
Oh yeah, New York Life. Judy Weber works as a financial planner for New York Life. So now you'll get phone calls from the
Oh yeah, right.
right YouTube. We're on YouTube, right?
I still don't have balance every day.
So if anybody wants financial planning from Judy Weber, New York Life, there we go. See, we'll eventually get all this YouTube advertising, and we can sell advertising, right? Then I can retire. Turn this way. We're going to go into a triangle. I don't care which foot's in front, but the foot that you've brought in front is in line parallel with the long part of the mat. The foot in back, the ankles or heels are lined up parallel with the short part. Okay? So this is my right leg. I'm going to take the back of my right hand on the inside of the right leg. If it's your left leg, like Sarah, you can bring the back of your left hand. So it doesn't matter which side. So the back of your left hand, Lysandra. Other arm set to the heavens. Now that arm that you just set, you're looking at it with the eyes and chin. Imagine there's an eyeball on your chin. That arm doesn't move. It's always straight up and down. When you're ready, exhale. Exhale that bottom hand down the leg. Triangle. You're exhaling down a little bit at a time, and you're not going forward, you're going laterally. Okay? Perfect. And just take your time as you make your way down. You're fine. Flip that hand over. No, flip it over. Yeah, so you don't hang on. And then look here. Now breathe. Just stay right where you are and breathe. Good. That's fine, Ted. I'm going to let go of your finger. When you're ready, release. Back up. Turn that front foot so it's now parallel with the short part of the mat, and turn that back foot. And now the back foot becomes your front, right? Take the back of the hand on the inside of that front leg. The other arm set straight up first. You're getting your balance here. You're getting your focus. You're also turning the neck. When you think you're ready, exhale that bottom hand down the leg. Triangle. This is a lateral bend. And stay with me here in class. We have 5 minutes to go. Each time you exhale, that trickles down. Good, good. Good, that's fine. Lysandra, wait till you see yourself on YouTube. That is a fantastic triangle. You've probably done yoga in a previous life. When you're ready, release to center. Rotate the feet back again until you're back where you started. Now, this is our last standing pose of the day. Then we're going to sit down and wind down. But get a little narrower stance here, because this one is rotated triangle, just a little more challenging. Front leg, whatever that front leg is, you're going to rotate toward it. You're going to grab the front leg with the opposite hand. Right? So it's my right leg. I'm going to grab it with my left hand. You're going to bring, that's correct, bring that hand just very casually below the knee. And then grab, hold tight. The other arm brings straight up. When you can go no further, let the breath, the exhale, help you open up that hand straight up to the heavens. Rotate it triangle. My way of doing it. That's perfect. Now look up to the fingertips. Keep there and look here. As you exhale, you're trying to bring this arm straight up. This is a wonderful pose, one of the more challenging ones. When you're ready, you can begin to release out. Last one, rotate the other side. Rotate the feet. Rotate this foot that way, that foot the other way.
Oh, no, I switched.
You already switched. When you're ready, turn the opposite hand on the thigh, bring it below the knee, hold on, that's your anchor. Other arm goes up. As you exhale, open it up. We're coming down. Okay, and by the way, this also, are you okay? Okay, because I should have been, because this also gives you a little bit of a twist. You didn't fall, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look at that later. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay. Straighten that leg. Judy Weber from New York Life. Looking good. When you're ready, release just as gently as a cat. Place your tail upon the mat. We're going to flow here as we finish our practice. Who knows the cobbler's pose or bound angle? Carol and Lucille right there. Touch the bottoms of your feet together. So we're winding down. Okay? Are you okay, Lysandra?
Yes.
Okay. Jonathan, did you see her? She didn't land too hard, did she? She's okay? Jonathan says yes. So pulling those feet in toward the groin, you're going to grab cobbler's pose. I guess they're shoemakers. Going to grab the feet this way and spread them like a book. Okay? Then bring the forearms to the lower legs. Take a moment here to breathe as the head releases down. You're rounding the back. Now, we're going to go to work. As you exhale, pull up on the feet as you spread them. Pull the head down. And as you exhale, push the forearms into the lower legs. This is a hip opener. And continue. Exhale, pull the feet open and pull the head down. Exhale, push the forearms into the lower legs. Also good for stretching the back. Your back is rounded. Strengthening the grip as well. And give me 3 more breaths. So that's 3 more breaths, 3 more opportunities. To go as far as you can without hurting. When you're ready, slowly release out. Take the hands behind you, fingers pointing away. You can walk the hands until you're a decent slant. Now, can you arch the back? Can you move the groin? The pelvic bone is a better forward as you arch the back, lay the head back, open the heart, bring in the breath here, and modified chest expander as you counter that forward fold. Now readjust. Can you get the head back any more? And give me 2 more breaths. And slowly release. Walk the hands back to center. You're sitting up again. Take either hand to the opposite foot. Right? I've turned. Other hand behind you on the mat. Inhale, sit up tall. Push that hand that's behind you into the mat. Exhale, twist toward that back hand. Next exhale, twist a little more toward the back hand. If you want, you can move that hand to the top knee. It might give you a little more leverage. It doesn't matter much, whatever's your preference. But if you notice now the diaphragm, if you're breathing, opening and closing, massaging your liver, your spleen, your kidneys. I don't know what cumulative effect that has on your body, but I can tell you that if you like massages on your neck and shoulders and feet, your organs like massages as well. Let's come back the other way, switch it up, right? You can flow to the other side, hand behind you, push that hand into the mat, Exhale, twist the other way. Next exhale, twist a little more. Look behind you. Bring in the breath nice and deep. We got about a minute to go. Stay with me. As you're breathing deep, those lungs are twisted. You're breathing deep, and all that volume of air going in fewer lung space. Strengthening your respiratory system. Bringing the lungs larger so you can oxygenate the body even better. Releasing out. Last pose of the day, tortoise, turtle. Bend the legs. Knees are bent. Good luck to everyone, even me. Bring the arms underneath. Maybe crawl, right? Once you get maybe this far, see if you can release and drop the legs down on top of the arms. Let the head go as you release down. And your turtle, your tortoise, just let it go. Let the head go. These are the last 6 or 7 breaths. Nice deep breaths. And we already know the sea turtle breathes 4 breaths a minute, lives 200 years. As humans, the more breaths we breathe per minute, the shorter the life, yoga says. We should all be breathing about 10 breaths a minute. Most Americans breathe 20 breaths a minute. And we're working on that in my yoga classes. Give me 3 more breaths. 3 more deep breaths. Last 3 breaths of the day. Very nicely done, everyone. You can begin to release out. And as we find the most important pose in all of yoga, which is here, with the eyes shut, I need to counterpose the forward bend you just did. So let's inhale, give me a few arch poses as you lift the butt. You'll notice after 4 or 5 of these, the tension starts to release out of that back from that forward fold. Just do that 5 to 7, 8 times. When that's complete, hug in the knees, tractioning or stretching the back, the spine back to equanimity. When you feel like you're all the way back, find the most important pose in 5,000 years of yoga, your final resting pose. It's a 5-minute rest. I will ring the chime 3 times when that 5 minutes is up. Remember, this is the most important pose in all of yoga. You'll shut down the eyes and relax as best you can. And of course, with that relaxation response of the body, the biochemistry of the body resets itself, the nervous system resets, and healing can take place. As you slowly awaken to the brand new you, take whatever time needed, stretch out any way that works best for your body. Eventually, carefully and mindfully make your way to a comfortable seated position. Did you enjoy that class? I enjoyed teaching it. It wasn't too difficult. Did you enjoy that class? Good. Let's bring our hands together into the heart center. As always, thank you for the magnificent effort today and sharing your practice with me and with each other. Lysandra and Ted, thank you for being here as we dedicated this class to you too. We hope to see more of you, and best of luck with your yogic journey. Today's close is from Washington Irving. Did not know who he was until Bob in the last class said. He wrote Sleepy Hollow and Ichabod Crane. He writes, "The barking dog is often more useful than the sleeping lion." I hope the rest of your day is spectacular. Namaste. Wipe that smile off your face.